The mind conjures imaginary worlds that only skepticism can destroy. Miao Xiaochun's works, generated on computers, confronts viewers with a virtual world full of riddles, wonders, and coloristic subtlety. It is an art form he calls algorithmic painting, fusing human thought with computing to transcend the boundaries between the real and the virtual, while drawing on his extensive knowledge of iconography and the classical works of European art. Like you said in early previews, 10-something years ago you were totally illiterate with computer technology. Well, now you're using computers every day in your artistic creation. What does it mean to you now, digital art?
Using computer and software is a base for me. So I must begin with computer and software. Yes, I can stop using computer for one day if I want to have vacation. But I think in many professional fields, computer is a must instead of a choice. Why they cannot stop computer for just 1 second. But for the field of art, using computer is still a choice instead of a must. I must continue to use it and develop a new style, a new language.
These paintings are definitely different from what we are used to seeing in many exhibitions in galleries. How would you describe them? What are these paintings about?
Yes, some critics say such paintings are algorithmic painting. So the process is like this. One step is to build 3D model in software, and then I get vector line. Second step is to connect the computer to cutting plotter. So I can cut a cover with such cutting plot on masking paper. And the third step is to put such masking paper on canvas and help me to paint.
It seems a lot of your work is on computers, it's been computerized. How much of your work, in terms of percentage of your work, is done by computers, and how much is done actually by your, say, traditional brushwork?
I want to say after 2005, all my work is based on computer. I must use software like 3D Max, Maya, such software to do everything.
If we put the two terms together, technology development and artistic creation, how much of your final work is still artistic creation now? It seems it's all computerized. Everything is done by computers now.
I think at the beginning, I think the creative thinking is the most important and thing. After that, slowly the technology thing will be important. So I will take perhaps 1 year or 1.5 years to do one project.
To start the idea.
Just for this idea. Let me take one example for this. In 2005, I learned two months computer, how to use this software, and then begin one project, The Last Judgment in Cyberspace.
Michelangelo's.
Michelangelo.
Masterpiece.
Masterpiece. Very complicated painting in the art history. In this fresco, there are about 400 people in the fresco. So one day I think the painting can only viewed from front.
It's a 2D painting.
2D. It's a 2D painting, never viewed from back. So I think, what will happen when we look at this fresco from back? So I discussed with my student. They say to me, "Okay, very good idea. Please do it."
Go. You must go there.
Where will I immediately go?
You will immediately go there.
You will immediately go there.
You will go there right now.
It takes me 1 year to replace all these 400 people in the original fresco.
Right now.
Why I must first build a 3D model and then use this model to replace every person in the original painting. So it takes me about 1 year. And after that, I can turn off this fresco and then see this fresco from back. And actually, I can walk in this space while I have already built a virtual space. I can walk in and take pictures with a virtual camera and take videos with virtual video camera. So this is my first project with 3D Max. Yeah.
If you look at Michelangelo's original work, that fresco painting, just one direction, you see it from the front.
Yes.
But at the same time, it leaves room for imagination.
Yes.
This is about art, basically. I mean, if you look at pictures, it's too vivid. If you look at paintings, this is art.
Yes.
If we come back to your creation, are you now going to make it too vivid, act too exactly, instead of leaving rooms for imagination?
In the ancient time, painting is always two-dimensional. Painting is always a still image. So my work is want to change this two-dimensional painting to three-dimensional and change this still image to a moving image. And in this process, I think there's many possibilities.
It sounds to many, it's interesting because we get to see what it's like behind, what it's like from a different perspective. Still sounds more technical than artistic.
Yes.
How shall we see it?
I think technical thing is also very important. While for artist, he must use a language. A language is very important for artists. How we express my feeling, then we must use language. So I think the last 10 years, what I do is to develop a new style, to develop a new language, to express myself, also to express questions like life and death. This question we deal with already long time. Many artists say about it, but I think I want to use my language, use my style to discuss about it.
The dominant theme of Miao Xiaochun's restart is deconstruction. Nature vanishes, human bodies collapse, and civilization disappears. Will starting over bring a better world?
This project, I do it in 2010. In that time, I want to do a video about life and death. While in that time I was 45 years old, I began to think about it. For restart, I use Beethoven Missa Solemnis for this video work. So I choose two pieces from this very late work of Beethoven. This music is so great, so noble. I use two small pieces. So when I play this music, I see my video in the same time. If the image is not so strong, is not so strong enough, I will feel, okay, I should trash it. Really. I do many video pieces and then to compare with this music, sometimes the image is not so strong, really. The music is so strong. And the image must also so strong enough to compare it. So when I do editor working, I will trash many things. Actually, I begin to choose the music just several months after I begin this project here. I begin this project, and perhaps 4 months or 5 months later, I will begin to think about which music I should choose.
It must be extremely important in
Yes,
your creation.
I heard many CDs and DVDs, and to choose one piece. Yeah.
What is the message you try to convey?
When we face such question, life and death, I think almost everyone will face such question. The philosopher will answer this question with text, with language, with perhaps English, French, or Chinese. But I, as artist, as a visual artist, I want to answer this question with moving image, with painting, with sculpture, such language, yeah.
Life and death.
Life and death. It's our almost a need, must. Yeah. Try to answer it.
You try to.
I can't find the final solution, but I try to answer it.
You haven't found the answer yet.
It's just too difficult to find the answer.
I can feel the power in it from the background music,
Yes.
from all the images,
Yeah.
from the figures, say, in that project collapsing into
Yes.
pieces, and
Yes, yes.
every detail. I can from those details I can feel the power of that project. When you look at those people
Yes.
in the project,
Yeah.
they look a lot like yourself.
Yes, yes. Actually, I use my face, and later I also use 3D scan to scan my face, and then yes, it's true. Everyone looks like me. Yeah.
Is it just convenient, or is there a hidden message in that?
I think there's no problem why I want to build a virtual world of myself, a virtual world to express myself. Yeah. This world is not too big, very small, but I created this world. One day I think the God is great. He can create everything in 6 days, but I can only build a small model in 6 days. I feel I'm so small. But after I create these several pieces of 3D computer animation, I feel I'm also not so small.
If you look at these people in that animation, the facial expression basically, they're solemn, but they're all the same.
Yes,
They might be sad, but they're all the same.
yes.
Did you do that deliberately?
I use only one model. I use only one model and copy them, clone them, and then I have many models. So you're right, they have no fearless expressions. They cannot cry, they cannot laugh, but in different background, in different lighting, they seems like they have facial expression. They laugh, they cry in different background.
You use computer a lot, you use IT technology a lot now in your artistic creation. This is to you a new medium.
Yes.
It's all in virtual world because it's all digitalized. We don't see it like we're not seeing it here. How important is this medium, and how important is the way of creating your art important to you now?
Yeah, I think in certain time we will meet certain technology. I should face it, I should accept it, I should learn it, and I should use it for creating my artworks. So sometimes I think this is my technology. Just in this time, it's very important for me.
Well, it is interesting to use computer technology to help you in art creation, but at the same time, people might be worried that, well, computer is going to take over your artistic creation, your artistic mind. You're relying too much on technology instead of your artistic mind.
I don't think so. While at the beginning we have brush. I think it's also high technique in that time, in ancient time.
When it was first
how to use
invented,
how to use this brush. I think it's very difficult. Yeah, it's also very high technique in that time. So we use computer every day. This technology will be very, very common. Everyone will use such technology. I think after we manage it, we will not think about this technology. It only helped me. So what I want to do is the human brain thinking together with the computer and my hand working together with the mouse. This is just what I want to do. Yeah.
What does it mean in terms of its artistic creation?
It means it gives me more power. I feel suddenly I'm not alone. Many people help me with computer, so I feel powerful. Yeah.
I'm sure you have a lot of assistants helping you now in your artistic creation. Do you have more IT guys, or do you have more fine arts students?
Someone is IT guy and someone come from the art academy, while the assistant come from art academy. They have more, I think, more fantastic. They can do something wrong. I need to do something wrong. While if you do everything correct, it's boring. When we have a problem in studio, I was the person who finds the solution, but I'm the person who is bad in technology. Yeah.
You didn't actually study art for your undergraduate. You went to Nanjing University to study language, and it's German. How did this happen?
Why I haven't passed the examination to the art
You were not
academy.
good enough academically. No, not really.
Yes, really.
That was the reason.
Yes.
German. But how come German then? I mean, if it's foreign language, it's like myself in English.
Yes, my English is also not so good, so I have no choice. So I must study German.
German,
Yeah.
that was the language. But
Yes.
still, at the time, you were still enthusiastic in art, in fine art.
Yes, I love art. I still love art. That's why I apply the postgraduate program for art history.
Central Academy of Fine Arts.
Academy of Fine Arts.
In art history.
Yes.
That was in the 80s.
That was 86. In 80s, no museum, no gallery to show contemporary art. It's very difficult. But we only want to do art, to paint every day. I think it's really different than now. I remember I have no studio where I have painted so many paintings in that time. In my small apartment, in this apartment live 3 or 4 people. I cannot imagine now, how can I work in that time? Yeah.
Did you have a plan for your future of your career? Did you want to follow the traditional way of painting, or did you want at the time actually to create something new, totally different from, the rest of your fellow artists?
Actually, I want to do something new, and that's why I cannot pass the examination to art academy. Someone said to me, your painting looks like Picasso or Cézanne.
You studied them. That's
in the high school.
In high school.
Yeah, but in my childhood, I can do many very good paintings. So
that's how this started, I guess.
Yeah.
In 1999, Miao Xiaochun gained his second master's degree at Kunsthochschule Kassel in Germany. That was when his art veered from traditional painting to photography.
there's a change in China in last 10 years, in last 20 years, in last 30 years is so big, so dramatic. I think never happened in other country. So I need only choose the right place, choose the right moment, and make a record. It's already a very interesting picture. So that's why I make a series of such picture and the title, The New Urban Reality.
At the time for this project, you are a photographer, but at the same time, you're a classically trained painter. You had your experience studying art history in Central Academy of Fine Arts. You also had that experience of studying in Germany. How are all these experiences influencing you as a photographer at the time?
I think the most important thing for photography is a viewpoint, how I look at it. So I think everything just you mentioned is helped me to find such a viewpoint. Yeah.
That makes you a different one, a
Yes,
painter
yes.
photographer.
Yes, yes. I enlarged this photography so large as mural paintings, normally 3 meter, 4 meter, 5 meter, and the visitor can find every detail by themselves. Actually, they take picture by themselves in such big mural, like mural painting.
In the early 21st century, Miao Xiaochun started to delve into the field of digital art and became fascinated by multimedia technology. And he was moving from still images to moving images. And if you look at your career, you have 10 years.
Yes.
First was painting, traditional way, and then photography, and now more digital, more vision art.
Yes, yes, yes.
But how did this all happen, all these 3 different phases?
Yes, in Germany, I was influenced by some great photography artists like Jeff Wall, Andreas Guski, Bernd Becher. And in their work, I found some possibility in photography. So that's why I changed in Germany in 1998 from painting to photography. Yeah. And then after I come back to China, I find another possibility in computer and software, and that's why I changed from photography to new media to digital art in 2005.
What are the biggest reasons that triggered those changes?
Painting is totally different than photography. Photography means you have a real world, you need to face this world, everything is there, and then you must choose one moment, you must choose one point, and then you will say, okay, this is interesting, I will make a record of it, I will make a photography of it. Photography is facing reality, and painting must use our imagination, use our fantasy. Yeah. And the digital art, I think, must combine fantasy with the technology together. Yes, when I think reality is more important for me than I do photography works. Yeah. And then when I think, okay, I want to express myself, I want to show my imagination, my dream, then I choose digital art.
It's obvious with the computer technology, with this virtual world, there are more possibilities and anything is possible. Like what we see here might not happen in real world. So with this virtual reality, with this virtual world of art creation, and with this real world, Which is more intriguing to you?
Before 2005 is a real world. After 2005 is a virtual world. While after 2005, I do many projects with 3D software. First project is the last judgment in cyberspace, and then H2O Genesis, microcosm, restart, disillusion, limitless, and out of nothing. All this is virtual world. I live in such a world, in this world, day and night. Yeah.
Are you worried that in the future you or your partners, your colleagues, or other fellow artists who are now doing similar things, they will be driven by technology instead of the artistic creation?
No, I don't worry about it. I think we should have more and more people to do this, and then I can learn from them. If we paint with brush, I think it's not only one people to do such thing. I think many people painted with brush, so they can learn each other. They can influence each other. I think this is very important. I hope someone can influence me. I hope I can learn something from the other artists who use the same technology. I'm always very excited when I see some artworks using same technology.
You don't see it as competition?
I was so exciting. Okay, he used same technology and he do in this way, and what I can do in my way.
Where do you see this going in the future?
I think there are so many things to do. I will take all my time to do it. Yeah.
What would be your biggest worry about this?
I worry only about I have no time to do it. Yeah, really.
But
perhaps I have 10 years or 15 years again to do it. Why? You know, when we work with computer, it's really tired. It's much more tired than you work with brush or other things. Much more tired.
It's a new way of artistic creation.
Yes.
You mentioned in the near future you're going to have your 3D printed out version of your artwork. So
yes.
I certainly look forward to seeing that in the near future.
Yes.
Thank you once again
Thank you.
for your time. Thank you.